Hey everybody, I just kind of want to actually make a follow-up to a video I made earlier. A video I talked about in consequences. Well, right now in Portland, in Oregon, you are seeing actions do have consequences. With Seattle, with Seattle in Washington State, with Los Angeles, with Atlanta, with Minneapolis, with New York, so many places that the governors and local mayors okayed the riots and they okayed the peaceful protest. And there's a huge difference between peaceful protests and riots. And sometimes you do have rioters that are inside of peaceful protests and they use them as cover. But when you have that go on now for over a month, now for I think almost close to 2 months, the government is going to step in when the governors choose not to do their jobs. And whether you agree with it or not, when they have Department of Homeland Security and other officers come in and put people in handcuffs or zip ties and then put them into a unmarked vehicle and then drive away with them. Now, I know a lot of people are going, oh my gosh, what are they doing? They're just arresting people with no reason or no rhyme. You have to remember what the videos have been showing. People destroying federal property. If you go out and attack federal buildings and write on federal buildings and destroy federal property, you are committing a federal crime. Local cops have no jurisdiction. So the current president and the administration decided, well, now they gave us even more easy reason to go do it. So they are starting to round people up. I have not seen any videos of them rounding people up in the daytime that are protesting. It seems to only be at nighttime when they are shooting fireworks, throwing bricks, trying to hit federal officers with hammers, people carrying swords around, knives around, trying to go and intimidate and attack police officers. One thing you have to say is, if you think that the current administration is a dictator, you are horrifically wrong with what a dictator is and how they react. Look at most other countries where they have dictators. They don't go and use less lethal force. They go straight to lethal force. They aren't shooting people in the streets. They are hitting people with less lethal rounds in the improper way that they're designed for by shooting them in the face, which I definitely don't agree with, but that's what they're doing. Now, we have two choices. We can either come as a country as a whole and say, boy, we need to stop the federal police from enforcing federal law, or we can come together and say we're okay with the federal police enforcing federal law. Because that's what they're doing when you're attacking and destroying federal property. The insurrection states that the president has the ability to use, call up a militia, to call up the Navy, to call up the Marines, to call up a military force to stop lawlessness when local governments are not capable of it or choose not to stop it. So when we have a local government arresting people and then letting them go the very next day or later that night as a catch and release, which is great for game and fish, but it's not great for people that are breaking the law and criminals. Because that sends a message to everyone that, well, all right, they really don't care if we commit crimes. Well, how much crimes can we get away with? All right, I can get away with looting. I can get away with destruction of property. I can get away with murder probably. Or maybe rape, torture, kidnapping. I mean, that's kind of where they're going with it. And I know some people might disagree and say, oh, well, they haven't gone there. How do you know? There's lots of stories from the Chaz where they were extorting businesses, and there's other stories that say they weren't. There's reports of people that were raped in the Chaz. There's people, and then people say, no, that never happened. It is factual that they did gun down 2 young teenagers without provocation, because I know they talked about, oh, well, they were shooting at us. They did searches of the vehicle. There was no rounds fired from that vehicle. They just decided to open up on 2 children, teenagers. Yeah, the Chaz that's supposed to be against military and police action decided to do what police normally don't do and just unload on a vehicle. Police have done that in the past, and shame on them for doing that, but to promote and tell yourself that we are doing this for the greater good is a lie. It's to create anarchy and destruction. It's to create a division in our country. And now people are seeing the repercussions come to pass. When you break laws, you are going to get arrested. There's a very good chance of it, especially with social media nowadays. They are finding them. They are arresting them, and they're probably not going to just release them. They're probably going to charge them. The ones that they have proof of it, they're going to charge them. The ones they don't, they're most likely going to release them and just watch them. But yeah, that's what happens. So let's follow up to my little video about consequences. Anyways, this is me using my voice. How do you guys use yours? Much love out there. You guys take care, all right? Love you. Bye.